it doesn't quite work. You come up against a pretty tough team in Slaughter Gang, maybe underestimating them a little bit. What's your next step? Are you gonna go for something more traditional, something easier to execute?
Stop him. And top lane, there's going to be like a bit of actual play. 2 universals on Radiant, both ranged. It's a lot of damage. You can catch anyone off guard. Even Reverie and RFA.
I don't know how you enjoy playing it, but there are some IO players out there who'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you say you have so much impact and control of the game as this hero. It's the macro that makes this game fun, not necessarily on top of that. That crab can go nowhere. It is absolutely gone. Oh, the Shadow Demon gets out
RFA
just in time there.
there.
They drop the lightning bolt. Meanwhile,
Tiny not
sorry,
lucky. What is going on?
bottom. Tiny
Across
gets
the
killed. Doesn't get caught or doesn't.
He's
get
got a big
damaged.
one. He's not too afraid. I have been seeing a lot of pros do the Ring of Health build on the Ursa. Very, very nice, I think. It keeps you really percent. You are 100% going to get, but because he opted not to go the Blink Dagger, he just doesn't. Yeah. And it doesn't impact Gooby at all. Wowee.
Another charge out on Johnny.
This-
That. Okay.
He didn't Scatter Blast the Rubik there. I don't know why. But that's first blood, yeah.
Look at that! 2 kills in a troll lane. That's not what is a
Yeah.
question. You're talking about finding an answer for the Morphling as a core, but I've seen Undying played as a 3, and I've seen Spirit Breaker played as a 3. Not on. Hold on. Johnny's caught once again, and there's the dunk. Nice.
There's the
Okay.
clone.
Yeah, it was a clone, but
Which Manta are we talking about? What are we talking
the Manta on the Morphling. I know he's had a
with the global cow is insane. And now he's starting to charge through waves. He has the 25% greater bash damage on level 25. He has all these items. This guy...
Hold on. Is there a play? The supports are up in 3 or 4 seconds. But Gachi is huge. Has a Lincoln's, has his BKB, and has his Basher. Do they have anything to deal? Decides to take the Shadow Servant. Doesn't go with Promulgate. Probably undervalues it like most players. But Shadow Servant is still just so good. So
tell me, what does this one do? No way.
Is that a
He
mid
is.
Sand King?
He's playing Sand King. Yes.
Who did we see in the pro scene just play this? I'm sure I saw someone in the pro scene just pick this recently. Mission Raccoon is diving and down goes Tiny as well. That's a 5-man wipe. It's a 5-man wipe.
The entire team is gone. They're all gone. What the hell?
Axe does have a blink dagger, and the charge is going to connect. Does Axe elect to
He's
blink?
clipped the Morphling. He's dead.
He dunks the Morphling again. This Morphling.
Let's have Radiance.
Hold on, I just bought a Radiance. Maybe for the mischance, but I don't think it's going to matter when that bear is just on top of you, bullying you. Johnny doing his best to keep his Sand King alive. Buyback from Spirit Breaker. They want to end this game.
Faye with the Rubik is the most synonymous combo. The man has like 30,000 matches and like 3,000 of them on Rubik. So I definitely see that. No bash.
Hang on. I thought this game was looking like it was going to wrap up very shortly, but Slaughter Gang are claw.
That's it. If they lost to it, they'd ban it. You're right, 100%.
100%. They might think, you know what, we can deal with it. It didn't cause us any troubles last time. All the IO was a ball to be thrown around by the Tiny. They'd be wrong, the IO had a huge impact. And it slipped out of my grasp once again with the Shadow Blade! He slinks away! Raccoon! You nerd! I also noticed immediately that they've decided to ban out the Storm. Obviously, Storm IO is a combo as well, so they didn't elect to get rid of that. Yeah.
So they're not going to get pick Huskard here.
So, are you rejects looking for a pod?
Unfortunately, Winching just gets caught out. It's just they're not respecting the global presence of the IO, and I feel like they're not respecting the global presence of the Spirit Breaker nearly enough.
Faye is now in trouble as well as he tries to run to his tower and just gets up down! Okay! Nice, young Harold. And Gachi going in bottom.
Gachi gets a kill, 2v1. Coon and Gooby is just like, yeah, you're never going to do it. Those players are well renowned for their ability to troll on Monkey King.
Jeez, these teams draft fast though. Like,
Yeah,
it seems
they know
like
each
they've
other. Tools that you can work like to actually still have a game no matter what. And this is also a really well-balanced hero to set up for the last pick, where I'm sure Huncho you'll find a way to do something with nothing.
it's just such a beautiful engagement there. The way they sort of were able to initiate and bring that IO to the fight. And this is
I
the
didn't think it
power.
worked either.
This is the power of IO, right? Like IO's such a strong hero. They're feeling around. RFA getting a bit cheeky. Gubala chosen the creep. Oh, in comes that huge Mars arena, and the Tiny elects to blink into the arena, which is...
Don't think we're going to see a Spirit Breaker game 2. I don't think we're going to see an IO game 2. They're going to maybe try and limit them with their mobility around the map. So I reckon these, like...
ended.
Disastrous fight for Radiant.
Yep. Oh, and did I just
Stolen
hear...
Scythe from Rubik!
A Stolen Scythe on Windranger. Okay.
Oh my god. That's 3 randomly. Oh, they actually ping
Oh,
it on
I saw a
Guardian.
blue ping from Necro. Necro knows they're in there.
But I don't think he can do anything about it. There's no way. They're not set up on that part of the map. And there's not going to be a lot happening on the side lanes, I wouldn't expect. Just because the Morphling's really passive, and the Ursa is also, like, he can get really active, but with winching on the Undying, I don't...
Ember leads into.
That Ember is for winching. I 100% guarantee you they did not want winching to be playing Ember, because I have not seen him play anything else in the last 3 months.
Okay. And hope that my plus one carries me late game, so...
So, Hunter George does seem to open with... I'm not actually sure why he took the Sandstorm invisibility facet and not the one...
kills on him. Well, let's have a look. Only 3 showing for
13,
his
5,
kills.
31.
Holy!
That's a lot, man. That's a
46 assists on this. Wouldn't have that confidence,
so, yeah,
right?
mid-tiny, 1 Necro, 3 Snapfire. I think I actually don't know. All these players play all these positions, and I'm actually really confused about what they're trying to do here. So
Those are super stacked.
Yeah, so the lanes have gotten much better for AU Rejects this game than last match, which means the Dire's not going to have any momentum going into mid-game at this rate.
Oh, it's going to make everyone in the Dota scenes cringe. But I sometimes even elect to pick up, if I'm having a good lane, to pick up the Locket early on IO. Sometimes pre-mech. It is smoked. Thinking about trying for the high ground now that they've got the Aegis.
No
Tombstone for some vision. They do have the Refresher Shard. BKB popped early on Gachi here, and he's just punching their towers. Just this huge Radiant team that is 36Ks ahead, but he is down as well. Huncho gets the kill onto the Undying, but Gachi is still this big, cranky bear. And here comes that annoying fucking cow that has just caused... They decide not to bring the vision to save the to kill the Invoker, and the Invoker is saved. Just walking away there. Young Harold strolling back to mid. Tiny trying to give him some mana. Does Johnny try and take that Tombstone, get a bit of gold for himself? Looks like he is.
He should get it, yeah. They will not be defending. And the Huncho rotation scouted out again. Oh, that would actually...
They know Axe is bottom. Do they try something?
They do have vision on Dire. Okay, goes for
looks like Elite Slayer 60, 60, 60, you know? Like, I want really, really creative names. Oh, okay, let me talk. This is the strongest support in all of Dota. Strikes me, as the time in the game that the Necro might need to start getting involved, because I'm worried. I know that it needs the farm to sort of start to have an impact. Excellent players favoring OD. Like they play all these like hyper, like they play all these like hyper mobile and technical heroes, like your spirit heroes.
I have the answer.
Okay.
No,
the bear is on top of Huncho. Huncho suddenly is inside that disruption, but it's just enough for him to get out of there. The Mukau is still charging though. so much to keep its pos 1 alive in lane, keep the pos 4 busy, so I'd prefer to see it as a 5, especially if there's a Venji in the game. Now this Ursa has also shot up in the meta at the moment, right? So much. Gives you the initiation, gives you vision, gives you tower push. Gubala needs to be careful though, because there are lots and lots of these mana stacks building up on top of Gubala, and maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that you see a lot of this in Australia, the respect that comes out, the, hey, this hero, we know what you can do in it, and we're not giving it to you. Even in the intermediate division, I've been casting a bit of that. A perfect example, just doing 6,000 damage at 5 minutes, as Tinies do in 2024. Hey, this Ricochet has caught me off guard as a support far too many times.
Not catch a break in game 2. They're getting absolutely decimated, to say.
They are.
Like look at their scorelines. 1-6 Morphling, 2-10 Vengeful Spirit, which is a lot. So it's going to be incredibly hard for him to get any relocate saves here. But it's definitely going to be lane to watch will be mid, and then probably top, because the Snapfire damage can just catch people off guard.
That Ricochet.
So it doesn't actually count as a death, it just gives the gold to Hunter. And a
Gachi is sprinting in. Prays on the sideline to try and interrupt him as he goes in, but there is the chance
to get into the game, and then the rest of them are just taken out by counter items.
And look, there's some awesome plays this game. We saw the Rubik steal in the Reaper Scythe, which is so sick to see. Goes down, charge through. Looks like Johnny's little tiny Aghanim Spirit is in a whole lot of trouble. He gets to swap off to try and waste as much time as possible, but I think he is going to go down.
That's it. My god, that does so much damage as well.
So
he only did 700. He was half health, I think. And he got cleaned.
Nice. God, Tiny does so much damage. It's 8 minutes in, so... Oh, this annoying Spirit Breaker, just zoning him away from any chance of a rune. But Io's come in, there's another power shot.
I do look like an idiot, but it's really hard to predict, because they're doing some silly stuff as well.
Yeah, I can't predict it either, so don't you worry.
Yeah, Voka mid, pos 1 troll.
Reveries pops his BKB and he wants in, but all of a sudden the Mooncow is on his back line and keeping his supports a whole lot busier. Oh my god, that Axe Call is so phenomenal! He catches 3! 1, 2, 3!
Once or twice to really destabilize them in the game.
And this is, we are the cattle capital of the world, and of course we're gonna love the Space Cow. I think I said this in a stream 100, isn't it? For Axe?
Yeah, but it's got the
for the for the eat. I see what you're saying.
Sorry, 6,058. I was thinking 68 for some reason. But yeah, it can be
free, right?
Yes, with Soul Strike, he's done the wand opening and all branches to maximize his damage as quickly as possible. I will comment
Wind decides to just let that IO burn. Okay.
It's a throwaway. It's a throwaway IO. Yep. If he ever gets caught, you don't really care too much. It's Puncho is edging towards his first item in a long time here.
You know, when they first changed this Dagon, I would...
How long until it starts? Yeah,
5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. These guys aren't gonna... Oh, I just loaded into the draft. The draft has already begun.
Did they?
So it seems AU rejects have first Morphling took Ebb, which means his primary stat is agility.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what's this?
The smoke got broken. Yeah, Tiny broke the smoke. Use your tinkers. Alright, tell me.
So a lot of these high, what they call high IQ players are actually pretending. If they can't play a 100-0 combo, they suck ass. These are big kills. They're feeding like massive streaks. They really need to get serious on the Australian rejects and finish this match.
Oh, Gachi.
Oh, he's on
jumping on top of Morphling. Morphling's just gonna waveform away.
That's got it. That's a 3. I think that's actually the 3k gold lead. Is actually just from those kills. Systematically eliminated across the map. That is insane.
Yeah.
Continue to play. If the Sand King ever gets to Ags, he has Shivas already. Yeah, they're going to have so much trouble playing into it. They only have 1 BKB across their entire team. Obviously, Zeus is never going to buy it. but they need more players to be able to go.
Though this Ursa might be a little bit out of position. He's going to try and take what he can because he did get that Wisdom Rune, but I think they'll take his life in return. Swap back, get stunned. Shadow Demon, you need to be careful. That is a big scary bear. Yeah. Nice for the rest of Radiant to turn up there. I think if they lose that Necro, not so good for them. It might slow their tempo down a little bit, so...
Yeah. Gachi's getting close to his first 3, but he is objectively the core that had the hardest game possible on top. And if you go to like the net worth blocks and go around the 8-minute mark, he is 6 from the top, and by the 10-minute mark, he is top 3rd. Did you defeat a level 2 little shredder?
Oh, I did not, but looks like Reverie needs to run out there, run out of there as fast as he can. I saw little IO positioning himself. What I did see though was Tiny.
I also got a comment on OD ban again for AU rejects. They definitely don't want Hunter George on his final pick, Outlaw Devourer.
What is it with all these like sweaty get together and making this game far more interesting? So
they have, oh wow, if you read the old chat, Reverie with his 1 beer in has inhibit.
Sea Salt's Confury. Oh! And Hunter goes on the Undying. He steps out of position and he goes down as well. This game is pretty active, isn't it? There are kills going on all over the map.
Ceaseless Dirge did act. As a
to a troll as well. Like there was an invoker
he out-damaged Hancho George.
Yeah.
Like what is that? He out-damaged Jonathan Sins on the Mars. That's one of his best.
At this stage of the game, Gabala is trying to get away from Reverie. Reverie putting the damage down, but not quite enough. Axe is able to walk away here, and it looks like it turns into a tier 3 bit of nothing. The Tiny toss back. I get it.
They just don't know the Roche is happening on Dire. They could honestly contest with like the fact there's only 2 heroes from Radiant in the pit, or even nearby. They're just so spread out farming fire, which means as he levels up Little Shredder, he will be taking all the Little Shredder talents, and he'll be buying like a Maelstrom or a Gleipnir of some description, getting all these procs out. Tiny did take the crash landing, so he'll be pumping the toss.
And of course, Axe Dagon, right? Axe Dagon deals with those major illusions.
Yeah, Dagon one-shots all illusions, no matter what, and it will just be doing some kind of counter on whatever mid that is picked.
Perfect. Yeah, well, we see the Necro come out. Now, Necro IO is a combo, and a pretty spooky dookie combo. The heal is king. This might be the first time we actually catch it live on camera. This Axe bullying. Oh, maybe not bullying the Morphling as the Tiny arrives to try and save him here. It looks like Tiny's decided to throw himself away. This is in, Johnny is out, Gachi knows he has to deal with that Shadow Demon and is diving him as hard and fast as he can. Disruption to try and save himself for a second. That BKB is running out, Gachi, and you are deep once again. Tiny, since I've seen anything like that. Let's go.
Charge onto Johnny top. Cal just might be a little bit short on the damage. That would have been a 500 gold kill for Harold if he could have got it, but unfortunately they could not slay the Hunch Dog there. He's too strong.
Okay, so we got a 2k lead already. 8 minutes.
Yeah, I'm glad they're finally moving the IO up top, because a lot of the kills RFA's gotten have just been on the edge of he's playing max limits. If you add one more hero into the mix, it doesn't work. Oh my god. It wasn't that fight, but it was actually the fight before where, yet again, Reverie was randomly... Like, they were trying to randomly go on Reverie as they were going on mid, and there was 2 fights happening for, like, the 30th time this match, where people are just, like, on 3 Mars. They're just gonna play around the arena, I think. They'll play slow.
Seems simpler to execute, right? Like, it's a Mars ult, it's a Troll ult, it's an Invoker, winning his lane and rotating. Like, this seems like the... Am I still right? Zeus still has the percentile drain to get through that huge morph HP pool?
Yes, and he also has a shard that lets him auto-attack. Oh, is this a Hancho George?
Now, obviously this seems like a respect ban, and we're seeing things like the Broodmother being banned because they're actually just super strong in the meta right now. Do you think Axe is...
He wants to play into Shadow Fiends, because
can we just talk about that? Can we talk about the Zeus? I'm seeing an Axe called into a Zeus ult, and I'm seeing a dead Morphling. And when you see this hero played well, is there anyone on AU Rejects that plays Brood well? Are they banning it just because it's meta, or are they?
Gooby and Gachi, 100%.
Okay,
Those two
okay.
players, even
He's about to take a whole lot of damage. There he goes.
20
Down.
stands. Well,
One hit.
yeah, I think he overstayed his welcome there, definitely.
They
And he didn't
feed
even
the-
deny the bounty room.
They
from
feed the
Hunter.
Benji to the bear too.
Sorry, what?
They feed this game without me. I've got things to say. Why is it that you were so keen on getting in to cast this one with me?
Pretty much know everyone in the lobby.
All of a sudden, 4 Radiant heroes there.
Record charge, they're going for the IO.
Charge, going on the IO. They want to
IO.
eliminate it because they know that they can win these fights if they do take it out. Huncho is feeling.
Bit of a
couldn't
nothing
quite get the
connection
catch.
there.
Yeah. Oh, Shackle? Is that just tickling him? Power shot comes back. Spiteful Rubik power shot. Yeah, there's a lot of really good vision from Dire that was setting up their
Fighting and fighting off screen is what I mean. And it just keeps happening every time.
Hey, shard up on Shadow Demon. One of the better shards in the game. There to secure that kill.
Harold's getting rich here. You saw the impact this guy had last game with no gold.
Oh, meanwhile,
Reveries done again.
Reveries done again.
The blink reveal. Oh my god, I've missed it twice. Did you? Possible for mid. Another brilliant way this all works together is having the Tiny as a flex pick makes second pick look really, really good because this is either the POS 4 or the POS 2 here. You could always run Tiny.
Okay.
Young Harold has Blink now. That is how impactful that engagement was for him. This is the Tiny who had phase boots at 12 minutes, now has Blink before 15. I told you, he's a comeback king.
Rambe, on this Spirit Breaker, just unbelievable performance. It just felt like it was everywhere. 63 Culling Blade stacks. Or Code of Blood,
It's
I
a
think
lot,
it's called
yeah.
now.
No.
Not respecting this IO guy. That's what I'm seeing, right? This is the power of IO. This is why it's one of my favorite heroes. People think that this hero is boring. I get told all the time, IO's boring to play. I don't.
Brawlhalla, my dreams are answered.
This is what we want to see. This is proper Dota. It's a slobber knocker.
Oh my God,
The only
yeah.
downside is trying
Hilarious.
to keep the camera in the right place at the right time because there's so
Yeah.
much action going on. Speaking.
Really good counter to the Spirit Breaker because of the Demonic Purge completely rips off Bulldoze. And it will also pull off the attack speed on Ursa. So those 6 hits at a game.
Maybe they thought they could play into it. I watched your game a couple of days ago where you decided to just take the gyro into the Shadow Fiend. You didn't seem to care too much about it. Maybe they don't respect it either. Do
Okay, so
something
that really
about this
throws-
tiny hero, Dota.
That throws a bit of a spanner in the works for AU Rejects. They need to get this Roche while it's top so they can continue to push the map. And
Okay,
you never know who's pretending and who's actually good. And Pancho George is the kind of player who will dump an OD on you no matter the matchup.
And his team is
Oh,
here. Out comes the ult. Johnny gets the swap off to try and interrupt that Shadow. Oh, hang on. Shadow Demon is on the sideline. Can he throw any Razor Band? No, there was no Razor Band. Not from my memory, anyway.
Because, if you think about it, Razor is very similar to the Snapfire in a lot of regards, except it just buys defensive items, whereas the Snapfire, it's pretty low cooldown at this high level, right? It's only 15 seconds at all levels, maybe.
Double Tombstone.
Yeah.
Refresher shard picked up by Winching, wiped over and over again, and so the bluff works. The Zeus just sort of mans up a little bit, and they go, ooh, maybe there's an axe that's going to blink Dake on me. Maybe there's a bear that's going to blink on me, so... Down by Gabala again! Gabala just making this guy's life absolute just absolute hell, dude! Christ, Gabala, give him a break! Give him a goddamn break! There's a call out on Muncie's Magnus. I don't think I've seen him get it once. Oh, he got it in one game. But they know what he can do on that hero, and they say no. And we saw a little bit of that last night. Nabi's been copping some ban. Wind Ranger, though. Wind Ranger getting the run off, but I do hear a Spirit Breaker ult on the side, and it looks like Necro's been caught out of position. Does get the scythe off, though, before he goes down, so he doesn't go down empty-handed. Something that I can't see, but they seem confident with the way that they locked their heroes. They took the Tiny, and they immediately snapped up Snap and IO. So this is an opener for them. They would so much representation in the pro scene, and it is just completely unrepresented in the Australian Dota scene. It's just one of the best heroes in the game. So I am so stoked. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Really unfortunate.
Here comes IO.
Started that whole thing, and so I guess we'll just have to see like how it goes down altogether. And to circle back to Rubik, I don't know why they decided to make him gain AoE with spells if he's got the enrage buff up when he gets hit, and it's only 2.5 seconds. But that's 2.5 seconds. You're not moving. You're not able to use your attack speed buff. You can't. It's insane.
Saves out. He can't, and all of a sudden Johnny is caught out of position and dead once again. Tombstone keeps.
He has that 100 HP and he gets in the Tombstone.
Yep, keeps that Spirit Breaker alive. Now the supports are here to back him up. Is there anything here that they can find some traction on? The ult goes out onto the Undying, and that is a lot of damage coming out from Johnny, and down goes the Undying. Hey, Undying. Hey, I've been wrong before.
I'd say he needs to get active around the 15-minute mark with his shard. He needs to purchase Radiance and shard on the dot at 15 if he wants to have any hope of winning this. But
they didn't deal with the bear, and there's that beautiful save from RFA, but it might not be enough to save the Venji. She's slipping out in the back. She's got to deal with the zombies. She doesn't deal with the zombies, and now she's dead. They're looking to get the avalanche, but doesn't quite land because the BKB is still under the swap. They deal with the Aegis. Can they kill him again? The rest of his team is there, and that Spirit Breaker is looking for a charge, but he just blinks out immediately. No avalanche. Looks like Raccoon wants to dive. He wants that Rubik, but the blood grenades has come out on Raccoon himself, and he goes down. And now Gabala in a bit of trouble. That troll has a wand. Gabala, you need to run, and that's it. That's a double kill in the top lane, straight off the
bootsless vessel at 8 minutes 44. Kind of just like puts a wrench in the entire plan of Radiant. You know, like the AU rejects don't have